Hi, I'm Miss Van Loan, and in this video, we're going to complete Module 1, Lesson 2, Independent Practice. Remember, I recommend using a pencil, and you might need an extra eraser if yours is gone, and a notebook, and you can do your work portrait, so this way, the way we are normally used to doing our math work. For the purposes of recording this lesson, it's easier for me to use pen so it shows up on camera, and it's easier for me to use a landscape format that mirrors the way video is recorded. But of course you can use your paper the more traditional way. All right, let's go ahead and label Module 1, Lesson 2, Independent Practice, and put your name. Okay, number 1. And we are going to write the gist of the question. Number 1 says, what is the distance between -4 and 3? So I'm just going to put dist for distance between BTWN, -4 and 3. All right. So this lesson also used number lines. You might be able to do this in your head. You might be able to do kind of finger math, -4, -3, 2. You might be able to just kind of count it out using mental math, using a couple different methods. But again, we are using this independent practice sheet to show that we looked at lesson 2 and that we understood what it was trying to explain. And in lesson 2, it used a number line. Okay, so we're going to count it out. We're going to put 0 in the middle, -1, 2, 3, 4, and then +3. 1, 2, 3. And in this lesson, it actually showed counting it out. So we're going to count out the distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the answer is 7. And put a box around your answer. All right, number 2, distance between -3 and -2. So dist between -3 and 2. All right, again, using the method that it showed us in this lesson, we're going to draw a number line, put 0 in the middle, and then we're going to count out to -3 and +2. -1, -2, -3. And if you wanted to label these, you could, but it's not really necessary. +1, +2. And then we're going to go ahead and start at -3, and then we're going to count up to +2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are looking at the distance between these two numbers. Fabulous. Number 3, find the distance between 17 and -5. We might need a little bit longer number line, I think. So distance between 17 and -5. All right. So let's put -5 all the way at the very start of the number line so that we have room to get to +17 up there. So -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0. Right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, -5. Okay. Now we're going to count up to 17. I might have to make my little spaces a little closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There we are. Now I need to know the distance. So I already know that this is 17, but I want to show the method from lesson 2, so I'm just going to quickly put these on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, very good. It took me 17 to get to 0. 17, okay? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So the distance is 22. And yes, there are quicker ways of solving this, but we're looking at the modeling the mathematics, showing it, proving it in other ways. All right. Number 4, find the distance between -8 and -26. So dist between -8 and -26. Alrighty. So let's start at -26 and then we'll move up until we get to -8, because -26 is going to be farther to the left than -8 because it's more negative. So let's start at -26, -25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 20. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, -15, right? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, just making sure I'm counting down properly. 11, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, good. -9, -8. All right, we've got our numbers on there from -8 to -26. And let's go ahead and count over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There are 18 in between. That's the distance. All right, number 5. Which is the best description of absolute value? So best descript, I'll just put disc for description of absolute abs value. All right. Remember, I'm just trying to shorten it so I don't have to write as much. Best description of absolute value. And we've got some options here. So A says makes everything positive. B says changes the sign on everything. C says changes the sign on things inside it. And D says makes the things inside it positive. Okay, so the way that mathematicians usually try and prove these things is they try and prove the statement wrong. So we're going to try and prove each one of these statements wrong in order to figure out which one we cannot prove wrong, and that's going to be the correct one. So remember, absolute value are these goalposts, these parallel lines, and then there's something inside it. I'm just going to put an X to represent what's inside it. So if we've got absolute value, does it make everything positive? So what if we had 5 plus, or maybe let's say -5 plus the absolute value of -5. Well, it's only going to make this guy positive. It should not affect this one outside it. So this saying everything doesn't quite make sense. So I'm going to say not that one. Changes the sign of everything. Okay, so what if we had -5 plus the absolute value of +5? So if it changes the sign, then that would mean this would go positive and this would go negative. That doesn't make sense. Changes the sign of things inside. Okay, so now we're inside. So -5 plus absolute value of 5. If it changes the sign of just what's inside it, Again, that still could make this negative, and that's wrong too. Makes the things inside it positive. That's correct. -5 plus the absolute value of -5. So this would be -5 plus +5, because we're making it positive, and that will equal 0. And that's the correct one. So D is the correct answer. Makes the things inside it positive. All right, number 6. Which absolute value represents the distance between 14 and -3? So distance between 14 and -3. So we've got some options again. A is the absolute value of 14 minus the absolute value of 3. B, the absolute value of 3 minus the absolute value of 14. C, the absolute value of -3 minus the absolute value of 14. Or D, the absolute value of 14 plus the absolute value of -3. So let's actually draw this out and see what we're looking at. So we've got 14 and -3. So I'm going to start with -3 down here. 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So the distance is 17. So now we need to solve these and see which one equals 17. So for the absolute value of 14 minus absolute value of 3 is going to be 14 minus 3. That equals 11. So that's not it. Okay, absolute value of 3, +3, minus absolute value of 14, -14. So that's going to be a negative number. So the bigger one is 14. Take away 3, we get 11. And 14 is the bigger number, it's negative, so we get -11. Well, that's not correct. Absolute value of -3 minus absolute value of 14. So the absolute value of -3 would be 3 minus 14. That's exactly the same as that one. That's going to be -11 again. So that's not correct. All right, this last one should be it, but let's double check just to make sure we're getting this correct. So +14 plus the absolute value of 3 would be +3 equals 17. So D is the correct answer. And that actually makes a lot of sense. So think about how the absolute value of 14 is the distance from 0. Okay, it's the distance from 0. That is the distance from 0. It's going to be positive. Remember, absolute value can be thought of as distance. Distance is always measured positively. And then we've got the distance from -3 to 0. Again, distance is always positive. So that's 3. So when you add those two together, we get the 17. All right, please let me know if you have any questions. And you can refer to the other video for how to take a picture of your work and submit it for credit on this assignment. Thank you.